Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Strategic Command World War II, World at War. I am busy with the September 25th turn here. I've already taken care of some stuff, but there are still a few things that I get to do here. I dare say that I was busy in Russia, and I have taken care of some stuff, but it's been a while since I played this, or, well, not too long, but still a little bit. So I'm gonna have to take care of everything at the very least, and really take a good look at whether, you know, everything has been taken care of. So, question is, taking Mosul, is that really important? Not right now, but reinforcing also isn't. So I might just as well take a bit of a look, and okay. So they do have a garrison on there. That's fine. You know, I might be able to take care of it later. My supplies will be a bit worse for some time. Let's actually get into the city itself. This does give a bit of supply, and that might help all the other units. I can't put these guys in their command. Okay. So that's the Africa Corps. I'm gonna land here. And as predicted, there is actually a garrison. I'm gonna attack it. And with... yeah, I think I can send this battleship here. Start destroying the port. You know, I'll take some damage. But that way, they will be in poor supply, hopefully, on the next turn. And then I can destroy them. Although... yeah, I think, again, in this case, it's the port that gives supply, not the actual town itself. Well, we'll see what happens here. I mean, I'm not too worried that my ships will get attacked, but it never hurts to be careful. I mean, they might have a fleet actually at Malta still. And if that's the case, I'd rather not actually get into some kind of combat with those guys, so I need to stay sharp there. Alright. So we're done actually here. That's at least how it looks like. So I won't tamper with that. Let's take a look at Russia at the very least. We do have the MPPs to spend still. Right. So we've destroyed this port. I'm pretty sure I've destroyed the battleship as well. Can I actually attack still with these guys? I could, but the range is not too exciting, it seems. If I attack these guys, their morale will suffer a bit, potentially. Okay, let's not attack then. Alright, let's just call you back. For some repairs. That will cost me quite a bit eventually, but it will be worth it. Okay, none of these guys can attack, so they're pretty solid. They could still move. Yeah, let's bring them back for now. That's probably for the best. I'll just repair them then later on, and they're back ready for action. Okay, and then down here, I would be surprised if... I mean, I can attack that, but that's probably not the best of ideas. I don't like the... let's actually take a look. Because as for partisan activity, first of all, I don't really need these guys here. I might be able to ship a couple of reinforcements over to Russia. Let's place one of these guys up here, for example. That's already pretty good. Then I need one at Brest and I need one at Paris. And at The Hague and Brussels. But not at Bordeaux. So what I can do is operate these as well. And I'll send these to, let's see. Like down here. Then I can operate these into Brest. So I don't actually get any partisans for now. Probably good. Alright, good enough, good enough. And then if I have any other units that I could switch up, that would also be great, but I don't... No. Okay, well, let's see, because I don't like the status of that particular unit. I don't like this either. To be fair, the situation has gotten a bit murky in certain areas. And the enemy could just as well go and, for example, attack these guys. So, again, what I could do here, I'm not too afraid in North Africa of any allied landing for now, so it might be prudent. That's probably not the best, but to place this garrison here, so at least they would have a harder time attacking these. Well, this is at 7. I also don't really like that. And you can go over here, and then I'll send the garrison from Palermo over to Rostov. Okay. Fair enough. They're also in very poor supply. If I could get them away from there, I would. They only have these guys attached. Why don't they have any others? Okay, well. No entrenchments. Yeah, alright, well. That we'll have to make do. I can, we just gotta take care of that stuff for a bit. Let's set you to hunting mode. Back in there for now. Repairs will be later. Out here. So these guys are still ready to hunt, but they should be also going back. Ugh. Okay. That's probably gonna be a problem. They should be going back for supplies because they're not doing too well there. These guys are actually fine. Hunting mode for you as well. Yeah, they can be a silent mode. I'm gonna try to get them back to one of our ports. Whew, just evaded that by a little bit. Might just as well set these to silent, since I need to get to a port anyway. And the same applies for these. No supplies. You know, they just gotta get back for some repairs, things like that. That takes care of those submarines. Next up is going to be Japan and the very dangerous predicament that I'm finding myself in here. Of course, they can't actually reach that particular place. They have too poor a supply. For anything else. Let's actually operate you and get them up here. We'll see what that affects. Move you down. You as well. That actually allows me to retreat a bit further, and I actually think I like that a lot. Let's get you back up to 8. And these back to Impal. And these are a bit exposed here for this turn. But I hope next turn I can get some troops in there. And help them out. So let's repair at least some of these. So they're ready for action once again. I actually need to keep moving just in general as well. Let's try to go after this core here. I think... well... yeah, that's not that great of a movement. Alright, alright. Let's go here. Enemy contact, huh? Alright, that's another unit down. As usual, it's pretty slow moving because of the HQs that of course can't use the forced march ability. And the last one goes that. So the rest of these units can use strategic movement in order to go up north, because all the units that I need around here are already getting up here. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have the 2 garrison units that will need to occupy Urumqi. Not actually necessary. And then Lan Chao. And we already have garrison units in all the other locations. Let's get you to Wuhan so they can be strategically redeployed. The rest of these guys will also be upgraded. So I'm actually going to spend a couple of points here into making sure that I'm ready for the war with Russia as the Japanese. And I also need to take care of the attachments to the HQs. Sometimes it's a bit strange because then they have 6 supply and then they can't use forced march, and I'm just a little bit bewildered. But they can use strategic redeployment on the next turn anyhow. Okay, so Vladivostok is going to be the most important because it's a national morale objective here, I think. So I do want to have my air forces at least close to that, and these will definitely go into Port Arthur, Pyongyang. The heavier or the better ports to be repaired as well. Then I have this aircraft carrier which will now go down. There we are. Excellent, excellent. These guys already moved, so I did already take care of some few things over here. Upgrading it is fine for now. I can repair the fighters next turn. And I really need to keep also my my units moving here. So you're going up here. I could technically already go to these sites, but then this unit would have very poor supply. I'm looking to destroy this this US core here now. I'll lower the entrenchments first, and then I will try to get at it with these carriers. We already took Port Moresby, so that's nice. After this, I'm aiming actually to take, and I'll be zooming in for a bit, down here, this capital over here of Polynesia, because then I don't actually have to land at New Caledonia and over here at Luganville either, because those territories will automatically secede to me, not the Fijis and things like that, American Samoa. So I still have to land at several of these islands before I can actually move all the way down and start going for New Zealand, after which I will go for Australia, but that will go get, I will do that last when I've captured all the other territories. I will go to Nauru with these guys as well. So that's what I'm gonna gun for, at least there. They're down to 2. Do I have any other aircraft carriers remaining? I've taken over Guadalcanal. Excellent. So I'll take that objective as well on the next turn. Can't move anymore, huh? That's fine. Okay, you're going back for repairs all the way. Haha, they can't reach it. Okay, let's go for Nagasaki, but they ran into a submarine. Ugh. That is quite bad. What else do I have left in the region that might do something? Not much. Nope. And those battleships aren't going to do a whole lot, so I kind of just have to leave that there. I mean, I can't send it into this hex for whatever reason. I don't know why it's marked like that. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason why I can't go in there, so it's notice if I think it's a strange rule, but I just don't know what the problem is. I'll see. I don't think they will be able to destroy the battleship, but let's send in these guys regardless, just in case. I don't know. Maybe it helps a bit. It needs to be repaired, so why not? Okay. How many points do I have? 42. So I'm not actually moving towards that on this turn. As usual with the Japanese, I don't actually have enough MPPs to keep the offensive going as fast as possible at all times. That's fine. Let's just send out these battleships for a little bit and see what will happen there. So I guess there's just not that much more to be done out here. I actually, what I'll do is if I upgrade them, that's probably going to be mobility, yeah. Can't transport them because the port's too bad still. So let's send you up. And let's just transport the special forces for now. I can send them quite far already, so what I can do is I can actually not take that yet. I'll just move them over here. And then they will land at Guadalcanal or something like that, or maybe up here at Buin. And afterwards I'll send them onto transports towards any of these islands down here. So the Fijis and Society Islands, things like that. But I don't have the MPP to do that just about yet, so I'll wait for that for now. As for the Germans, where's their research 1600? They're still going for infantry weapons. Now I think, as for the Germans, I'm just going to buy me an upgraded army to aid in the conquest of Russia for now. As for the Italians, I think they could spend a bit more research in this case. I think it's already quite late for industrial technology, so I wouldn't really benefit from the extra MPPs I'm getting because I'm spending 125. So I actually don't think it's that much worth it. Artillery weapons not that useful. Neither anti-tank. Can I purchase some reasonable units? I guess a garrison. Alright, let's just save the rest of the MPP then. And I'll ship it back to the enemy here. So yeah. Do you really want to end it? I would. Japan celebrates the capture of Port Moresby. Indeed, New Guinea surrenders. So otherwise that unit would stay up there. Advanced fighters level 3. Nice. Seems I'll be doing a couple of upgrades again. I'm still waiting a bit for the moment when the Allies really start applying some pressure here. I mean, I know that that really just came after 1942, so I'm kind of expecting, or I'm kind of excited to see what would happen in 1943, although my situation does look pretty good for now. Let's zoom in a bit. I mean, definitely the Italian position doesn't look too good. I definitely agree about that, but besides that, I actually think we're fine. And we're making another encirclement here, taking Vyshny Volochysk, and then, we're ready for digging a little bit further at Moscow. Leningrad is soon to fall because we're destroying that port. I don't think these guys are going to do very well because Leningrad itself does not give the supply, so we should be able to thrash through those units there. It's already October, wow. It means that winter in Russia is once again coming. Sure hope to take them down in 1943. Oh, they're crashing through my units. Kind of stuck there now. Yeah, I just hope they don't have too many submarines in the area. Surprised to see them so close to the Japanese home islands. Do hope to get more destroyers and more anti-submarine measures, that's for sure, but again, it's more important for me to spend the MPP onto getting my units ready for more wars. Especially with Japan getting only around 200. I can totally see, if you would be playing this against a human player, that the Axis has no chance of victory. They just can't outperform the Allied MPP advantage over the long run. So the Axis is pretty much always destined indeed to do well in the beginning. And I don't see very many opportunities for the Axis to really win this in a straight up PvP. I'm really hoping that this corps can hold its ground just like these armies. Fair enough. Oh, they're going for the core. Well, I'm quite happy about that. That's not bad. Yeah, and then this guy's moving away. Down to 4. They might actually even destroy that core. Well, these Romanians are pretty entrenched here. Definitely not all of these attacks make a whole lot of sense. I mean, the Russians are spending a lot of MPP just attacking my units and taking a lot more damage in return. To be fair, I think I even get more MPP than the Russians at this point, so I don't know if that's actually what they want to be doing. Definitely trying to pull out these guys if they survive, which I severely hope they will. And when it comes to India, I rushed it a bit, so that was a bit too over-eager. Holding the line so far. Still have a chance of getting these tanks. Okay. That's an interesting development. Pulling back there, huh? Seems like the destroyers aren't upgraded, which makes these engagements not that bad, it seems like. Don't really get why things are like this. I mean, I think the Axis should have a lot more trouble at this point in keeping their submarine warfare alive, but that just does not really seems to be the case here. Which I think is a little bit off, to be fair. Alright, finally we're back to the event, so that means that it's our turn again. African Americans launched the WWII campaign for victory over fascism and against discrimination. Yeah, that's great. Bad weather. So if we didn't have enough things to deal with, that's okay. I'll start preparing for the war with Russia. I get a lot of garrisons now, which is also good, because we'll be able to deploy them soon as well. Then we also have these here tanks that will start showing up in Russia starting from the next turn. So these will also all be deployed there soon. Let's continue here first, I think. First of all, these guys will go into a regular transport. That was not what I was supposed to do. I forgot that this actually would succeed to me. And since they are already going to Nauru. Alright, well, I'll just I'll send them down here. I don't want to waste the points on that. And let's get you a long-range transport then. Because they'll also be going towards the Fiji Islands and American Samoa. And I already want a third one for that particular purpose going out as well. Meanwhile, the rest of these forces are just going to try and get closer to whatever territory they need to get close to soon, I think. I just need to spend my MPP in the way I want to first. So we're putting these guys up there, and I'll be operating this army over down here. Same for these. So I have 3 armies moving on Vladivostok. Should be pretty good. And then operate these up here. I don't need to actually attack these other places except maybe here. But I do need some garrisons out there as well, so. There we go. Do I need a garrison in Peking? I don't. I would destroy the industries, but that's pretty much about it. This one is only down to 2, huh? I don't have the MPP really to repair it, so I don't really see any reason to do that now. The enemy is too weak to really fight me there. Sure, that doesn't take much territory anyhow, but oh well. You know, I really don't think I need this one, but they're in such poor supply, I need to get them back. Alright, they wouldn't catch up with these guys anyway, so I'm just gonna send those guys back towards Yunnan, and then move them up in order to fight there. The same rather applies for this army. To be honest, I really don't think I need these 2 armies, and they would be put to better use somewhere else, I think. Okay. I'm going to get these guys up there in order to make it a bit confusing for the enemy as well. They can't even move anywhere. Okay. Pulling you back for sure. If I were to... I mean, they cannot attack anymore. And I don't want to attack there. Although, I wonder if I can switch them up like this then. I can. Perfect. Ah, so they can't attack in that fashion, huh? Well, it was worth a try. That was a pretty good try as well. Okay, let's send you up here. Another extra army, almost ready to join the fight. I mean, things are still quite challenging up there, but at least now... Might just as well go to advanced fighters, because I'm not doing anything else with these guys. I can't repair them because it costs too much. So the rest of these units are pretty much stuck as well. Oh, that was not where I wanted to go. They're pretty much stuck anyway, so... Because I can't repair my units either. I'll just put them into port. And these guys. Let's just do it like this. Okay, I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to end the video here. I want to thank you all for watching. I'll continue my advancements in the next episode. So for now, take care, and I will see you all in the next episode.